Hello, my name is Ryan. I go by the nickname Fordry in Trackmania, and today we're going to be going over creating a Trackmania dedicated server. First thing we're going to do is go to tm-forum.com, and we're going to go down to the toolbox section, and then we're going to go to the dedicated server for tmnf/tmuf. And you're going to download the latest version. For further instructions for United servers, there's some additional information down here in the first post. I'm not going to go into setting up a United server. We're just going to stick with a basic Nations server. And so I've already downloaded it, so I'm going to go ahead and bring up the download here. And let's see here. Let me create a new server icon there. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is edit the config file. And so you're going to go to the game data folder and then the config folder, and the dedicated _CFG file is the first one we're going to work with. And I'm going to change the super admin password so that people can't come on and do things on my server that I don't want them to. And the login is a standard Trackmania Nations login. So what you'll need to do is open up Trackmania Nations and run through the process of creating a new profile separate from the one that you normally play with, and then you will come in here and put in that username and password. And so I already created it here using new server 10 and the Yoohoo password again. If you're creating a United server, you would be putting your Trackmania United key in right here to validate the server as one being made by someone that has United. As we go down here, there's some more settings you can put in, like spectators, the maximum spectators and passwords, and also the maximum players and passwords. You can set the limits for the server if you have a registered server, and some other voting settings. And I'm going to get down here. I'm going to change the port numbers because this is going to be the 4th server that I'm running off of my connection, so I need to keep all the ports separate. I just changed the last number in the port. One thing you will need to do, especially if you are intending to run the game off of on the same local network as the server, you will want to change these port numbers to a different port, because these two, the server port and the server P2P port numbers, those are the same port numbers by default that the game uses, and so the game will not be able to run in internet mode if you start up a server using those same ports. And so once we've got those changed, we'll save the file and exit, and we'll go back and go into the tracks folder, and then go into the match settings folder, and go into the nations folder. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy the nationsblue.txt file back into just the match settings folder. The reason for that is later on I'm just going to use I'm going to define the match settings folder as the folder where the match settings file is. And so I'll explain that when I get to it. I'm going to rename it settings.txt, and then we'll go back out here, and this is where why I just did that will become clear. Actually, we're going to create a shortcut for the Trackmania server, and before we get in there and edit it, if you want more information on how to work with the match settings file, that information is here in the manual. The information that I'm going to get from it, though, is there is this line right here. This line is pretty important, and right here, this is why I copied the file back into that match settings folder and then named it settings.txt, is because that's what we're going to define that that file as. And so essentially we're going to tell the server that's the match settings file to use. And so I'm just going to copy and paste that line. You may have noticed that I left out the /internet command. You don't need that one anymore. And so we're going to have the dedicated file and the match settings files both defined in here. If you want to change these, you most certainly can. It's up to you. And so then we're ready to run the server. It's going to check for firewall. I've already run this several times, so my firewall already prompted me, but your firewall might prompt you when you get to this point. So it's going to go ahead and start up. Right here, this is the URL that you can give to people, or you can put on a website to have it just click link to join the server directly, even if you're not in the game. One other thing you'll notice here on this screen, and we see this a lot with new people when they get their server running, you see this warning message, and then people are on the forums saying that they have problems, and they're getting this message. This is not an error message. It's just a message saying that it knows that you're on a local network behind a router or NAT, you will need to have ports and everything configured properly in order to be able to join. And so in order for other people to at least be able to join, you'll be able to join it because you're behind the firewall. You just need to make sure you have the correct ports opened up. Those ports that we're working with, those need to be opened up on your router in order to get that to work. So now that we have that running, I'm going to go ahead and start up the game. And we'll have a look at the server here in the game. There's a couple of ways that you can access the server. You can go to Party Play, where you can connect to a server that is on the local network. And so you can see right here, I did not set a name for the server. That's one more thing I just now realized I missed. There is a name entry there in the dedicated config file, and so you can change the name from there. Standard codes for Trackmania, standard colored codes for Trackmania apply for that. So we can join the server here in Party Play mode. And it's running, and as you can see, this is just one of the standard default tracks that comes with the game. If you want to add new tracks, you need to edit the match settings file and download the track and put it into the folder, or you'll need to run a server controller like FAST or ASCO in order to add new tracks to the server. I'm going to go ahead and quit the game here, but as you can see, the server is operational. I'm going to go back and see if we can see the server in online mode. Should be visible in Washington, and there it is. It even the menu's still showing that I was connected to it. I'm not going to be able to connect to it here in online mode because I have not configured my firewall to allow the server access publicly, but it is there, and the game will recognize it. So essentially, this is what it'll eventually give you an error message here if it doesn't work. So that's how you create a server. So have fun with it, and if you need more assistance, there's lots of information on tm-forum.com in the toolbox section there, as well as the FAQ tutorials section and the technical support section. All three of those sections have lots of information and lots of previous posts with lots of people that have had problems before. So enjoyed doing this, and I'll probably be doing some more tutorials later on. Look for those, and have a good one.